Hi, this is Art Lieberman with Stress Relief for Teachers and the One Teaching Tip podcast. And what we are doing today is something I've never done before. I'm doing a screencast and a podcast at the same time, and we're going to see if it will actually work. And the reason we're doing that is I'm going to show you how you can learn something from an author, even if you don't buy their book necessarily. And you'll also see, I think at the same time, why you really do want to buy their book, okay? Well, what I did is I did a search on student engagement, okay? So you see this up here, student engagement on Amazon. And several things came up. And I guess if I go back one, I could actually show that to you. Let's see. Oh yeah, so here's the ones that came up, right? And here's a Marzano. Everybody knows who he is. And here's Dave Burgess. You've heard me talk about Dave Burgess a lot. And then here's student engagement in higher education. Well, I'm not as interested in higher education right now. And here's another one for a college faculty. So that brought me to Battling Boredom by Bryan Harris. Okay. And so I got interested. What's Bryan Harris all about? And I wanted to see if I could learn something just from looking at the table of contents. So what I did is if you didn't see that, I clicked on the cover on Amazon and it brought me to this. Well, you can see right here, it says table of contents. So I'm going there and it brings me up Bryan Harris's table of contents for this book, Battling Boredom. Okay, now I'm going back down. And I started noticing some things. He takes his book and he puts it into different parts. Part one, strategies to begin a lesson. What, I need a strategy for beginning a lesson? Yeah, so with Dave Burgess the other day, we talked about hooks. And a lot of times those hooks are things that you use to start a lesson with, get their attention. Strategies to end a lesson. Oh, well, there's a thought. Maybe I need to be doing a special one to end a lesson. Strategies for solo independent work, strategies for whole group. That makes sense. Some things you would do differently if they are working independently and differently for the whole group. And remember, this is for battling boredom, right? We don't want our students to be bored. Going on down, strategies for partners and small group. Strategies for student movement. Okay, and we'll get back to some of these in a minute. Bonus strategies for reluctant learners. All right, now let's go back up. What are some of his strategies for beginning a lesson? Agree, disagree statements. Okay, already I have some ideas. So you can put up a bunch of statements, find out if your students agree or disagree. Why is that engaging? Because it activates a thing in their brain that says, I need to make a choice here. And that's engaging. Here's another one out of here that I liked was quick draw. Hey, as we're getting into the lesson, draw this for me quick. I want a 30-second quick draw. I like that. Here's another one. Rank it. Rank it. So here are 5 things. Put these in order from most important to least important. So for instance, I've been teaching Texas history. What if I told them out of the causes for the Texas Revolution, here are 5 different things. Put these in order from least important to most important, or the other way around, most important to least important. Telling stories. I don't know what he means by 3 things cards. So now he has my attention. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to need to get the book to find out what that is. I don't know what a ticket in the door. I have some ideas for what's in the bag. So you bring in a bag, and I've done something like this before with students, and I say, okay, you get to ask me a question. I'm going to answer yes or no, and you're going to see if you can figure out what's in the bag. Okay. Ooh, that's engaging. Strategies to end a lesson. Absent student, I'm guessing. I have not read the book. Sorry, Mr. Harris, I have not read the book yet. But strategies to end a lesson. Absent student. So you could say to your students, hey, what would we need to tell so-and-so who's absent today so that they wouldn't miss out on today? What would you tell them? That would be one. Hey, could you write it down? And I'll take the best one and give it to them. Or something like that. Circle, triangle, square. Don't know. Journal response. That I think I got that idea. Hey, write in your journal about what you learned today. and maybe there's even more interesting ways of saying that. Write a postcard to a friend. A quick write. I like this one. 6 words or less. In 6 words or less, explain what we learned here today. A variation on that would be in 120 characters. Is it 120 or 140 they give you on Twitter? I've forgotten. But write a Twitter, write a tweet about this. Okay, ticket out the door. That's one that is used a lot, often called a exit ticket. I'm assuming that's what he means. He might mean something else. Okay, so strategies for solo independent work, content nameplate, checklists. Okay, so here, as you're working through, check these off. Coded reading, color code, concept collage, create the test. So you're going to help write the test, write 2 questions that could go on the test. I don't know what MIP means, know what mind maps are. And obviously with mind maps, you have to do some training, teach kids how to do it. 2 truths and a lie. Oh, I never heard that applied to a lesson before. So about what you learned today, write down 2 things that are true and 1 thing that's a lie about it. A text message similar to the tweet idea, strategies for the whole group, have everybody read together, choral response, or have everybody answer together. Individual student whiteboards, and then they hold up their answers. Stump the teacher, see if they can ask a question that the teacher cannot answer. And then 20 questions. You get to ask, see if in 20 questions I'm going to answer yes or no, and see if you can figure out the answer. Going on to strategies for partners and small groups. This says add-on card sort. Any kind of sorting is good for the brain. Envelope questions. I'm guessing you pass out envelopes, have questions in them. They pull them out and they answer them. Something about putting the question in an envelope all of a sudden makes it less boring. Wow. Q&A match, quiz show, teach one guess at Team Web. What would blank say? What would someone say about this? Oh, that's interesting. Student movement ball toss. Here, I'm gonna toss you the ball, and you answer a question, toss it back to me, or you toss it to the next person. I keep a hacky sack in my room just for things like that. Create a skit about this. Stand whenever you blank. Okay, and then bonus strategies for reluctant learners, a head start, big word alert, closed fist. I don't know what these mean. The 5-minute focus group. Oh, that's got my attention. And then the 2x10 method. 2x10 method, as I understand it, is give a particular student 2 minutes of your time 10 days in a row. That's how I understand that one. And a very good method. And I've talked about that before. So you have heard now this idea of you're trying to get some ideas, you're trying to get some good ideas, and you can go to an author's table of contents. Now, not all table of contents are equally as good as this one for giving ideas. Sometimes their titles, their chapter titles, don't give you near as much information as this. This one gives you quite a lot of information. So if you wanted to get 10 great ideas for removing boredom from a classroom, you could go right here, read the table of contents. And plus, I'm going to suggest, because I have used Bryan Harris's table of contents, I would like to suggest that you pick up his book. All right, and or maybe check the internet for Bryan Harris and see what else you can learn from him. Thank you so much for coming, and I just want to say this. Oh, I can go there today. So if you are wanting to get something that will help engage your classroom, you can go to BIT. Wait, let me write this where you can actually see it. Okay, let's try that again. BIT. Try that again. Okay, for those of you on the podcast, you're not seeing the screen right now, and you don't see how I'm messing up. So bit.ly/40 brain breaks. You just type it right up there like that, and bit.ly/40 brain breaks, And what I'm going to do is move this because I'm going to try to move it. I'm going to try to move. No, I can't move it. Okay, so I'll move it like this. All right, because that's the only part I want you to see. This is 40 brain breaks right here. Notice it costs 0, and you go down there and you click get it now, and you will get a PDF with 40 brain breaks on it. All right, so have a great day. Thanks for coming, and we are out. Hey, teach happy.